Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another podcast. It's been about a month since we recorded one of these. A lot has happened. I'm joined by Tony the Tiger,
Yo.
some donkey,
Yo.
the invisible man who will be the donkey later on,
Yes, sir.
and there's an Ice Age baby who's drowning in lava. That's how I feel. Now, why do I feel like that, Caleb?
I don't know, Romeo. Why do you feel like that? Actually, let's back it
no,
up,
no,
Romeo.
no. I think it's because I've been replaced.
Let's
Nova.
Let's
Let's
address
talk
the
about
elephant
that.
in the room here. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Where have you been, Romeo?
Being replaced.
Tell the people of Elysium where you've been, why you've been so busy,
Okay.
and what's your plans to come back home.
I've been crying in my bedroom on repeat
Okay.
for days. I think about 2 weeks now because I was replaced on Nova right before Grand Tournament.
Okay, why are you replaced on Nova? Let's talk about
because
that.
I wasn't around for 2 weeks before that.
Yes, so what were you doing? Tell the people.
Oh, you want me to get into my real life?
Yeah, what have you been doing? People have been messaging me like, hey, where's Romeo?
I went on my
And they
training
just-
arc, and by that, what I mean is I had a show where I played an 83-year-old dude, invited a director down to see it, and then it went well. Then I got cast in another show, which is the one I'm doing this week, which is why I haven't been around for the last 2 weeks. I haven't actually been crying. Honestly, as rough as this is to say, you replacing me with John on Nova has been the best thing for my real life that could have happened because it eliminated, such a big part of stress for me. Because I love playing League, but there's just been, I said yes to too many things. So I was just panicking for the last month and a half. And now I'm still panicking, but I'd be even worse if I was trying to make games and practice League and shit. Because believe it or not, League's a toxic place, and when you play solo queue all the time, you want to die. But yeah, I got
That's not true.
Okay, well at least I do because I can't handle it. Again,
Duddy and I have never experienced toxicity on League of Legends. Actually,
I won't name it who.
Yeah,
but-
neither have I.
But even today, I got so stressed by playing League back, I called someone a bitch who I shouldn't have called a bitch. So
Dude, you should have seen the thing that I saw after
Solo
after
queue.
the solo queue game that me and Caleb
can
played
you
together.
say it on this or will it?
No,
oh
no.
wow.
No, he
no.
can't. No.
Yeah, that bad. Here, I'll bet
So the moral of the story is,
But yeah,
you just took on too much.
yeah.
But now you're coming back.
Not yet. I have another show to do where I cheat on my wife, and then
Okay.
I was just on set the other day for a YouTube short from a company that has a $20,000 camera. So there's that, and then after all that, I should be back for production. I don't think I'll be doing anything on a team till next split unless there's subs, and we'll see about what happens next split. But I do plan on coming back for producing and casting after this and making podcasts and whatever else.
Perfect. No, I just wanted the people to hear it from your mouth.
Yeah, so that when I'm lying, everyone can tell me.
Yeah, they can blame you and not me, and it's recorded.
the thing that he said, Max, has been sent to you.
Do not say that on.
Yeah,
What
do
does
not
that
say
mean?
No.
It's here. I'll say.
Okay, we're gonna.
Guys, it rhymes.
I'll-
with, guys in here just
No,
know it rhymes
no,
with
Romeo.
Pikachu.
No.
Do not.
It rhymes with Pikachu.
Anyways, to not get our podcast canceled on episode 3, since we're gonna lose Myron halfway through, I thought we would jump into our game because we have Duddy and Myron, and then we'll talk to Myron, update everyone, then finish with Duddy. Sound good?
Sure.
All right, so it's Myron versus Duddy for the week 3 winner. The theme of the night is all of these abilities are on the E key. Okay. So I'm gonna read an ability, and then whoever tells me what champion
Oh,
it
Jesus
is
Christ.
wins. Okay.
Oh wait, okay.
Let's get it.
So are you gonna say the description of the ability basically?
No, I'm just gonna tell you
The name of it?
of the ability, and you tell me what champion that belongs to.
Oh God. Okay. That is
and
probably gonna
remember,
win this.
all of these are on the E key. Okay.
Oh, okay. On the E key. All right.
Got
All right,
got
Duddy,
it.
you ready? All
Yes,
right.
sir.
So the first one, we'll go easy here. Counter Strike.
Jax.
Jax.
Okay, I heard Myron first. Okay. Another one. Here we go. Spark Surge.
Kennen.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
It's not Kennen. Myron, you have
What
10
the-
seconds to
fuck.
steal. 9,
Can I
8,
join in just because I don't know the answers?
6, no, 4, 3,
I don't know.
2. All right,
Is it
that one
Jace?
was That one was Zeri.
Oh God.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay, the
That's
next one.
cringe.
Next one. Here we go. 1-0 Myron. All right, here we go. Tangle barbs.
Oh, Zyra?
That is not correct. Did you have 10 seconds to get a point?
Tangle barbs. Ivern.
Nope. It's Nico E.
What the?
Oh, okay.
Okay, this game might have been a little harder than I thought. All right, next one here. We got Looming Darkness.
Oh, that's easy.
Is it Nocturne?
It is not Nocturne. Duddy, do you have a guess?
Darkness.
You guys will be like, oh, when I tell you. It makes sense.
Dude, I literally have no idea. Mordekaiser. I know it's not
That is not
Mordekaiser.
correct.
Vex.
It is Vex, actually.
Ah.
It is Vex.
Oh, okay.
Okay, still 1-0 Myron. Not looking great for our guests. Our guests are notoriously terrible, except for that time we brought in Idris.
Yeah, Idris is pretty
anyways,
good.
Trigger Seed.
That's Ivern.
That's correct. My guy, 1v9 in the jungle, Duddy Brains with...
Yeah, if
All
I
right.
just keep saying
Wait, does
Ivern
that
enough,
mean-
it'll be right
Does
eventually.
that mean Ivern gets triggered a lot?
It's 1-1.
Does that mean
This one
Ivern's
is
woke?
hard. Yeah, Ivern is
God.
woke. This one is like... This one is terribly hard. Jousting.
Oh, that one's easy.
Is that
Is that
Zinzao?
Rel?
No.
No.
Who'd you
Oh,
say,
no.
Duddy?
I said Rel.
No, not either of those. It's Kled.
Oh.
That's just
It's-
little
That makes sense, that makes
like
sense.
tangle ability
That,
thingy.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and for the final one, I mean, it's tied 1-1, so... Flawless Duet.
Ooh.
Rakan.
That's a good guess, but no. Any idea, Myron?
Fiora? I don't know.
No, it's Aurelia.
Oh. I knew
Okay,
it was a
so
top laner.
we end on a tie, I guess. I
No,
didn't
no, no,
anticipate
no,
this.
no, 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 no.
So
We do
now I
not
need to
end
come
on a
up with
tie.
more champions. So
I got this. I got this. I got this. Okay.
Oh, great.
Sudden
I don't know
death,
the
next
name.
point wins, huh?
Yeah.
I
Ladies
don't
and
know the name
gentlemen,
of
Okay, okay.
champion abilities.
which one is Audacious Charge?
That's Zinzao.
Duddy, you're the goat.
yo, Duddy is our episode 3 winner. Let's
Whew.
go.
Good job, Duddy.
Thank you,
Daddy-
I'm honored.
Duddy got only the jungle champions correct.
Myron, you're being sent back to OMT.
No.
That's never happening. At least you got Counter Strike, Myron. Like, great job. Thanks for
Yeah,
playing, guys.
yeah,
Really
yeah.
well done. 1v9. Yeah, we'll jump into it. So, Myron, a lot has
Do it.
happened. So, for you, you won a chip in OCL.
That is correct.
That's your first chip, right?
That is correct.
And now you're currently on the LAS team. We just secured #1 seed out of what group are we in? Group B?
Yeah, I
know.
think so. Something like that.
And now we have an upcoming match versus Mint. Do you know anything about that roster? Probably not. Huh?
No, no clue.
So I guess then, like, how do you feel? One, winning with OCL. It's been about a month, and then two, like, how do you feel Nova's chances are going into, I guess, the bracket playoff part of Grand Tournament?
To your first part for winning OCL, still feels great. I think we had a pretty solid team.
Yeah.
No, I mean the competition wasn't exactly the greatest, but there definitely were some hard matches.
Mm-hmm.
And for Nova, in terms of Nova, I think I think we have a running chance to at least to get, like, I don't know, like top 3.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I think as someone that's on your team, obviously, I think there hasn't really been like, well, I mean, we can talk about it too. We had a pretty tough loss on Nova. If you haven't been around like the past month, Nova ended up losing in, what was it, Champions Finals.
Yeah.
We lost to Moist for
Moist Merm-
Mermaids
yep.
3-2. So that was like pretty sad. We've recently brought OP Kill Switch in. John, as most of you know him. because of Romeo's schedule, and we wanted to be as prepared as we could for.
They
Granny's
wanted to
tournament.
win games.
That's not what I said, but I think with the addition of John, I still don't think there's been a bot lane that's like contested us in the 2v2.
No,
And
I
like
would agree.
tonight, Sunday night, it was pretty easy. So I'm like, I'm not sure. I obviously don't know how this bot lane plays, but I'm like pretty optimistic that with the addition of John and how we've been playing, as long as they don't, pick LeBlanc bot lane with static
Yeah,
skill, I
yeah,
think we'll
yeah,
be okay.
yeah. That
So
was don't remind me of that, man.
yeah. But yeah, no, that's so. I guess for you, Myron, what's your favorite champ? The first champ that you ever played, and then how did you get into comp? And then I'll share a story with Myron, or about Myron, how he came to Elysium.
Well, my favorite champ is probably Vayne.
Mhm.
I don't know. Love that champ season 7. Got
Is that
into
when you
it.
started?
No. I started long ago, but season 7 is when I started to like really get in, not really get into, but more like ranked play. And Vayne was like the first champion. I guess not the first main I had, but the first champion where I put quite a lot of time onto it. For my first champion, I don't actually remember, but what I do, because it's been long time. I've been playing since season 4.
Okay.
Jesus. And the first champ I remember playing is Tristana.
hmm
It was probably my first ADC that I played.
That was when she was like an AP champion too, right? Way
Yeah,
back then.
yeah.
She had AP
Way back,
scaling.
where she could go mid or ADC.
I hated playing against that shit mid.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
did a billion damage for no
Yeah,
reason.
she'd EU, auto you 4 times, and RU, and then you blow up and die.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yep.
She could still do it now, but it's definitely a lot what's it called? A lot better than before.
Yeah, the AP was weird too, because it's just like she built all AD items, but just like randomly had an AP build. It made no sense, but yeah. But
And then
yeah.
what was
So,
your
how did you
oh, and
get
then
into
how did
comp?
I get into comp? Well, I was playing with Romeo, and through Romeo, I met actually a player in our org named Sky,
Okay.
and well, I've
Dead
always wanted.
yeah, dead ass. Shout out Sky.
Sorry.
I always wanted to get into comp, but I didn't know how, nor did I think it was like super easy. And literally like out of nowhere, Romeo just asked me, "Yo, you wanna try out for a team?" I was like,
No.
"Okay,
There's
sure."
something before this.
Was there?
Infamous.
Oh, I mean, I guess, but that like barely
We
lasted at
tried.
all.
We tried to make our own org.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it did not end up well.
We
I'm pretty
went
sure we had
through.
like.
We got Sky on the org, which is how we met him before the OMT tryout. But we ended up having like 15 or 16 players between like 4 matches of like just random tournaments. Sky played fucking mid. Um, who was the? There was one guy we met that we became friends with for a little bit. He was a
No
top, either a top or a mid. I forget what happened to him.
No clue.
But then we tried to bring him into OMT. Des Echo or some shit.
No clue. Do
Either,
not remember that.
either way, you can continue now. I just wanted to see if you remembered that.
No, I did not. Honestly, I completely forgot about that. And then I tried a forum T and then got in, and then well, uh, didn't really end up that great.
And then that leads right into my. So Max told me, "Hey, there's this 80 carry. He's one of my good friends. I think he's really good. His name is Vortex." And so then you and I we're playing Flex a bit. This was probably what, October of last year, right? We were playing
Yeah,
Flex.
probably something like that.
We were getting ready
I think it would have
for
been summer to be honest, because
no, because no, so we were gaming. We had met. I thought he was really good. Reggie thought he was really good. Shout out to the boy Reggie. We were in ZGG finals with technically an Elysium team, but we were no, it wasn't an Elysium team. It was full blown Elysium at that point. We were Elysium Rush. It was Coterie, Reggie, myself, Corey, JJ, and Alex was on that team, right? Lilac? Yes. And
Oh yeah.
we needed to sub you. We had never played a comp game with you. I believe it was your first D4 cap league.
It was, yeah.
You show up in ZGG finals. We got absolutely shit on 3-0, but you dropped a penta game 1, and that's like my first like memory of you in comp is you just like balls to the walls, no expectations, drop a penta on Vayne. And I was like, yep. This guy, like he passes tryout, whatever Elysium team he wants on, he can play.
That was my debut. That was my debut game as an
Yeah.
Elysium member. Was
Yeah.
that was grand finals of ZZG?
Yeah, because that's when we had Riptide and Rush.
Yeah.
And Riptide won, and then Rush took second, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Weren't we against what's that guy's name?
We were against Macro Beast.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was against Sun Leviathan. But yeah, that's my first memory of you, is just dropping a penta in finals on stream. First time playing with that team, and I was like, "Yep, this guy's good." Romeo wasn't lying. So yeah, that's
If I remember correctly too, it was like a 1v5 too.
yeah. You were in our base by
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
in our base by yourself and got a penta basically. It's crazy that was like, or was that 2 years ago? At this
No, it was
point?
only one.
That's crazy. Time is like actually flown. And then you joined Frost, obviously, with me and Duddy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a roster for sure. That happened. And here we are. So, yes, sir. And then my boy Duddy Brains, captain of Valor, co-owner of Elysium.
Yes, sir.
We can talk back to, so Valor is doing a miracle run in Titan at the moment. we just got done 3-1ing RDG Prodigy, right? Prodigy?
I think
I
so.
don't
Yeah,
know. Some
RDGP.
RDG team. And then we were supposed to play against OEM, which is Optimal Esports Midnight, but that got rescheduled because the client was buggy. So now we're going up against Optimal on Wednesday. Duddy, if you want to talk a little about the Valor Boys, how that roster is shaped up, and what you're feeling going into Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, Valor's kind of just been like a shit show from the very start. We
Yeah.
put it together. What league did we play in before this one? I don't even remember
OCL.
what it was.
OCL.
Oh, OCL. So it was like an OCL spot opened like the last second. A team dropped out, and Caleb's like, "Yo, like, why don't you play with Alley Oops and Chaser in OCL? There's a spot open." And they said, "You guys can join if you want. We can figure out the last two later." Like, fast forward 5 weeks, like, we still hadn't figured out the last two. We're just constantly switching rosters. We didn't do too great in that league. I mean, we made it to playoffs and we got knocked out by the Elysium Gold team, which is like, those guys are goated, so it's fine.
Yeah.
No problem there. And you stepped in, and then Boogie's been playing now, so we have Boogie ADC and SG top, and Caleb playing mid, alley-oop support, and me jungle, and it's really shaped up pretty nicely. I think everyone on that roster is really cool, good vibes. I don't think anyone really cares about exactly how we win as long as we win, so it seems like people are just kind of down to pick whatever's going to win games, which not everyone likes to do that. So yeah, it's been really good, and it's like the first I've played on a few rosters that have played well in the regular season, and then like towards the end either kind of burned out or like not got along, or fallen apart for whatever reasons, and so like the playoffs run is weak. But this would be, I think, the first roster where we got the roster set up the last couple weeks of the regular season, and now it just seems like we're getting stronger as we go. So really looking forward to see how that turns out. Excited to play on Wednesday.
Peaking at the right time. Yeah,
Yes,
I think
sir.
I'm like I've been on a lot of rosters. I think Riptide is one of the only rosters that I've been a part of from a coaching angle that's like everyone wasn't burnt out and they were just like ready for playoffs. And I think as a team, Shield was like pretty ready to play, and like yeah, Valor is like pretty ready to play. But usually all my other teams are like, let's just get this over with, kind of, which is unlucky. But what's your prediction on OEM Midnight? We 3-2 them.
I'll say like 3-1.
Okay.
We're like we can
No,
definitely have some happy games where we screw some stuff up. So I'll give them a 1 game.
I think maybe the not so cool thing about Valor from an owner perspective is we could very easily get 0-3'd as well. You just really
Yeah,
never
that's true.
know. It's kind of. I think if we
And
play
the
our
expectations are
style,
low, so it is what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. If we play our style though, I think we're like pretty good for how little we've played together. But have you watched any of the games, Romeo? This is probably all new to you, huh?
I have watched one Elysium game and or two. The one today in Black League,
Okay.
and a couple of them. Whoever was playing yesterday, I hopped in the call and watched with a couple of the guys.
Who was playing yesterday? Oh, that would be our BOL
And we also
team.
It was
lost.
a BOL Diamond team, yeah.
No, we won. We
No,
we
no, no,
won.
no,
BOL
no. There were
won.
2 teams playing yesterday. Then or was it Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday we
yeah.
lost.
Then it would have been
Thursday we
Thursday.
lost.
Then it would have been Thursday.
Yeah.
So that team, what he's talking about, it was supposed to be Elysium Shield. Duddy and I were on this team. We got 0-3'd in semifinals. It was like it was supposed to be a serious team, but it ended up just being like a for fun who can ever be here. And like we made it to semis, so like I'll take it. But yeah, we got absolutely destroyed on Thursday. It was not close. That was not good. But we got the inting out before Wednesday. That's all that matters. Copium, right?
Like
Yes, sir.
sometimes you cope, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, sometimes. And then yeah, so like that's Valor. I'm pretty excited for Valor. I think if we beat OEM, maybe this is more copium, but I really do think we can make it to finals if we beat OEM. But
I mean, we got lucky. I think our side of the bracket is like a bit easier because
for sure.
the Dorado team and the Bing Chillers team are probably like the 2 best teams, and they're on the other side of the bracket. I mean, I show up and I'm play to win like every time, but I wasn't confident going into the RDG games that like yeah we're just gonna win, right? Like that guy
Yeah.
Red Flame got named, I don't know, like first team top laner, and like they definitely weren't like one of the top teams because they dropped games to more teams, but I thought they'd be challenging for sure.
Yeah. Not
But
only was he, top team, he was D1 with the growth clause or whatever.
yeah, and then
So
game 1 they like absolutely slam us. It's like 20 kills to 0. The game ends at like 21 minutes. We've done absolutely nothing. And
yeah.
like the last 4 minutes of the game, everyone's like, I'm just like walking in my jungle to clear the chickens, and then like there's a ward and I die, and it's like, oh damn guys, I died, man. Like,
Yeah.
but we really bounced back, and it was a fun series.
Yeah, I'm surprised actually. We did that on stream, so Gus and John were on the cast. Like for a team that got beat as hard as we did game 1, I was really proud of everyone. How we bounced back games 2, 3, and 4.
And there's not anyone that's really like even a little bit of a tilter, I think, on that team. So
Yeah,
the
everyone's
vibes are
pretty
good.
quick. Yeah, everyone's pretty quick at like, oh, I goofed up, and this is why I goofed up. Sorry.
Yeah, alley-oops had the pep talk in between games, like, all right,
Yeah.
guys, we lost game 1, but like, mental reset. We're here for game 2, and we were able to pull it back.
My favorite quote from that pep talk was, "If you guys don't talk to me in game, I'm gonna run it down. So I need you guys to talk."
Yeah,
And
alley-oops has told us that he needs like a little bit of a leash. So sometimes he'll be like, I'm looking here, and then he'll be like, but don't tell me not to do it.
yeah, he got MVP for that series. He went crazy. His bard was insane. He's just like, I mean, everyone like not necessarily gives him a bad rep, but his champion pool isn't the largest. But he's like damn good at what he plays, and his
It is
Bard.
like most like a required Alistar and Bard, and then like teams let it through, and then they just get banned because like he 1v9s the whole game on those
Yeah,
teams.
yeah. And then so yeah, like touching on that too, just to keep everyone in the loop. So we had Dawn. They got second place in style. I think they got 3-0'd or 3-1 in finals. I don't remember.
Yeah, they got 3-0'd.
But they got second, so that was our first team to go into Diamond League. So I'm pretty proud of them and Idris. We kind of gave him like pretty much free reign to do whatever he wanted, and like we'll take second place for sure. They're now in BOL. I think they're what, like probably second place in BOL in the
I think
standings.
they're like 4-2, I think. So yeah,
Yeah,
they're up towards the top. I don't know if they're the very top or not, but yeah,
yeah.
they're on the
And
top 1 or 2, I think.
that team is OPIV Susurration, which is now apparently furry little feet, which pains me to say that out loud. We got Danny in the mid
Do
lane.
not ever diss furry little feet or I will leave and I will not come back.
Danny mid, Idris and Waffle bot lane. Yeah, but they're doing really well. They just beat ID Hydra on Saturday night. I think it was 2-1. It looked to be pretty good games. Let's see, who else am I missing? We got Omen. So Omen secured first seed in AGL, Romeo and listeners. But then they lost a 3-2 series to Rocket Fellas, so they got knocked out of AGL. And then 2 days later, they had to play in Titan quarters, and they played against Conduit, and that game also went to 5. They did end up winning 3-2.
Yo, the Omen boys are actually insane. I was talking to Mika and Gus Posey, and I was like, damn, you guys had a couple of long nights, like 5 games, and I don't remember which one of them said it, but they said, yeah, dude, every one of our series, like we've been together playing for a long time, they always go to 5 games. I was like, dude, like how? I can't.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
I would say as a coach and an owner and someone who's obviously invested in all these games, like I really don't like 5 games. I do not at all.
Oh, you know what he did tell me? He said, oh, we did have one series recently that wasn't 5 games. It was against one of the Elysium plat teams at OCL. I said, that's me, bro. Yeah, it didn't. We couldn't even get 2 games off you. I know, dude. No big deal.
Oh no.
It's fine.
I mean,
That wasn't
those
too
guys
hurt.
are
It's
those
fine.
guys are goated. So,
Yeah, it's all
but yeah,
good.
they play. It depends when you're listening to this. They play on Monday the 16th in Titan semifinals
This will
versus
be
the
coming out on
Dynasty
the
team.
17th of Tuesday.
Okay, so they played against Dynasty. We hope they win. They're pretty focused. I think when you go in as the number 1 team and you get bounced right away, and I've had experience with this, and I know Duddy has on Elysium with Blaze and stuff, like, or you didn't get bounced on Blaze first seed, I guess, but just
Get
like
top
being,
seed and
yeah, being
lost like first or second round.
being a first seed team and losing one like that, like it either will like destroy your team or I think like light a fire under you. And I'm confident in saying that the Omen boys, I think it lit a fire underneath of them, and I really do think that Omen will bring us another Titan chip. They've been putting in a lot of work, and yeah, so I'm pretty happy with them. Let's see, Romeo and fans. Just looking at my notes. We have Luna. Luna's finally started. They are 1-1 in SCL. It's week 4 on Tuesday when this is coming out. They had a bye week last week. That roster's doing really good. It's like a newer roster. That's like one of our fall teams, I guess. That's PO1, Emperor Jungle. Me mid, that's my fall team for this split. We got Chaser Bot and supporters Barolo. I don't even know if you've even met any of those players, Romeo, but they're really fun to play with. That team should do pretty well in SCL. And we have Terra, which is a new fall team. They're playing in the Black Twitch League. That team is OPIV top, Susurration Jungle, Zumi in the mid lane, Siggy is our AD carry, and then Aerocross from Omen is our support. And I believe they are also 1-1 after losing tonight. Last week Zooey got a penta, so maybe we can submit that with this video. That's pretty hype. So good job, Zooey. Shout out to you. And then we have Shield. We can end on a bit of drama. I don't want to talk too much about it or give too much light about it, but it's like important to bring up, I think. So Shield is in BOL. They unfortunately got comp ruled because one of the tryouts that we brought in ended up being a Masters Smurf, and found out by the Blue Water League. So all their wins were overturned, and then they were basically backs against the wall. And even if they won out, it wasn't certain if they would make playoffs. And they ended up losing anyways. So that team is unfortunately out of playoffs. Their playoff hopes and dreams die. Their BOL season ended up being like pretty sour spot for everyone involved and for Duddy and I and people. Like we bring people into our community and then that stuff happens and it's kind of like a feels bad, but that's unfortunately what happened to the Shield boys. So we'll see how that roster rebuilds. We've done some recruiting. I'm not sure what leagues we're gonna be putting everyone in, but a lot of people are sticking around and yeah, I mean it should be good. It should be a good fall and winter for sure. We've had a lot of success, I think, in spring and summer, and we're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So
This is like usually pretty quiet, but maybe with the removal of preseason, leagues start this year playing more in preseason or like in the winter time. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
yeah, I think I would be shocked if Luna didn't make playoffs, and I'm not sure about Terra. And then I guess Dawn in BOL is our other like fall team. They should make playoffs based off their record. So it just feels like we've been saying playoffs for the last like 3 months here, but which is a good and bad thing. Getting busy, but also it just means we're doing something right. So yeah. And that's everything, Romeo. That's everything that you've missed in the last month, I'd say, that I can think of that I put in my notes at least. So
Huh. So what I'm
there's a
hearing
lot.
is we're cheaters.
Yeah, we're just filthy, dirty cheaters.
Like I leave and all of a sudden the morality of Elysium just goes down the fucking toilet.
You left and a Smurf snuck through the cracks, bro. It's because you weren't on guard duty. How are we supposed to catch
Look,
him?
me and Pause, we better run wild on these fucks. Everyone's getting the sniff test after this podcast.
Yeah, that's who's funding that, by the way. Do you have any Ellie bucks left?
I've been in debt since I got here.
Oh, okay.
I
that's
wanted
fair.
ship, and you said you'd remove my debt and just never did.
I mean, I removed it, but then you left for months. Now you have even more. That's
of
actually,
course.
yeah. So, but other than that, it's been a pretty busy month, I would say. And then I don't know. There's like the new jungle change, I guess, and Worlds is up. We can talk about that if we wanted to as well.
I
don't know if you
haven't read
even
the
pay
patch
attention.
notes. I was reading them on my last cast in Titan. And Satyr tried to explain to me what was going on, and I was just confused. All I know is Smite got nerfed hard.
Basically,
they nerfed the jungle pets, and then the first 2 clears in jungle are the same. So the pets got nerfed. Like the red smite can't proc the slow off smite anymore. They nerfed the move speed on the blue pet, and the green pet no longer provides any sort of tenacity or slow resist at all. It's just the shield. And then the jungle, like the later jungle camps, have more HP and they continue to scale. So the first 2 clears, the jungle HP is the same as previous patches, but then past that, their HP just continues to go up. And I don't remember the exact numbers, but I think jungle camps used to stop scaling HP at level 11, and now they'll scale all the way up to 18 and end up with like 2,000-ish more HP than they had previously.
also TLDR is
Sorry,
pick
go ahead.
Ivern. No, it's like TLDR is pick Ivern.
Yeah, I mean, I
and
imagine Ivern gets some nerfs because it's like a pretty big buff to him.
Yeah.
I think it's like mostly like the biggest nerf to like tank junglers, because the ones that clear fast anyway, it's like, okay, they're gonna need to like auto or use one more ability, and it's like, you know, ability or two. It's not gonna be a big deal. But the tank junglers that were kind of like tank power farm jungles, like I don't know, like Zac or something. Not that Zac is super meta, but I think those type of junglers probably get hit the worst. The ones that relied on just their base damages.
Mm-hmm. Except Rammus is like apparently weirdly OP, but has something to do with the armor and values. I don't even remember what Gus was telling me, but apparently Rammus is like crazy broken right now in solo queue.
I mean, Rammus is always broken, dude. You can't tell me right now, dude. How can you beat Rammus? Actually,
True. So there you go, Romeo. On your downtime, just be playing Ivern and Rammus, bro.
But I like to commit war crimes, not stop them. And I feel like Ivern's very like safe. Fuck. Say. I don't know if you guys can hear it on Discord, but they can hear me coughing on this.
Yeah, all good.
Ivern is more like a save the trees kind of guy. I'm more of like a burn them down. Like I feel like me and Furry Little Feet would get up some pretty fun stuff.
I mean, Rammus is like that champion is bad vibes only, dude. Like if you gank someone on Rammus, they break their keyboard. That's like kind of like burn it down, right? So like as a mid laner, and there's a Rammus on the enemy team, if Duddy's in my duo, he'll hear me complain about Rammus at least 30 times. So
I think I'll just play Rammus all the time and commit war crimes. You know, like they say stabbing people's wrong, but if it's wrong, I don't want to be right, you know?
you're not stabbing them though, they're hurting themselves when they hit you. If you're Rammus.
Oh, like kind of like when people become friends with me, they hurt themselves mentally when they talk to me, right?
Yeah, that's accurate. But yeah, no, I don't know. Other than that, I think Jinx is like Giga Strong again. They buffed her. I think I don't know. There's some people I like. Sometimes I feel like she's B1able, but then we just played a series tonight where they blinded Jinx and we just picked so much dive that she couldn't do anything about it, and she was actually just useless the whole time. So
I heard that Jinx is good, but she's still not top ADC level. Like I know me and Sater were talking about it, and like if they do give her another buff post Worlds, he thinks she'll be wicked OP. But right now it's like he's under the assumption there's still better ADCs out there than Jinx.
It's like probably fair, like Kai'Sa or something, but Kai'Sa has so many.
Has all the same weaknesses, but if she gets ahead now, I feel like it's more oppressive than it was before, for sure.
Also, if like the enemy team doesn't draft to kill the Jinx, she's probably Exodia, which is like, I mean, you could probably say that about a lot of champs, but with her buffs, it's really crazy. They buffed her attack or her get excited Romeo, so it's like it doesn't give her movement speed, but it gives her stacking attack speed, if I remember correctly.
So yeah, I think they didn't change how much it gave, but they made it. It used to just reset the duration. So like if you got a kill, you get the bonus excited, and if you got another one or killed another tower, then you just reset the duration of it. But now they stack. So if you get 3 kills and you're chasing the last 2 people down, then your attack speed is actually just insane.
Ooh, that's.
I think I was watching Chaser play Clash, and he got up to 10 attacks per 10 attack speed.
I was told that now, like, if you can get like an early tower on Jinx and take a fight off it, you can pretty much win the game off that. That's what I heard was OP about her. Like, if you're like on any push, it's like really OP. But the thing is, like, I'm personally still under the assumption that, like, a champion like that, where, I feel like it's still a very early game oriented. Like, sorry, let me formulate this thought real quick. I feel like League lately has been very much decided in the early game. And although if you like take the right skirmish as Jinx, you get that early kill or assist, you can pop off in these fights. A lot of the time, at least I'm watching, when I cast, I'm watching a lot of Masters, Diamond games. Mm-hmm. These games are only not decided in the early game if it's very slow and both teams are being defensive. If you have an aggressive team, games are very much being decided on what's happening those first 15 minutes. And I feel like as Jinx, you're not taking a tower in the first 15 minutes. You're probably not going to get killed in the first 15 minutes. The bot lane's like the only quiet, not necessarily quiet, but like chill lane. And if you have something oppressive like a Caitlyn or a misfortune or something like that, that you can just kind of bully the Jinx under the tower the whole time, you're probably going to get more done with that, and then you can join your team at 15, 16 minutes and take those early objectives and whatnot and kind of run the game from there. I feel like Jinx is only good if you're holding the game at like an even state until like 20, 25 minutes, and then she'll pop off for sure. But if that's happening, you're playing into a Jinx, you're probably just playing the lane wrong.
So, I mean, example of like getting a tower early in playing for a team fight, which is I think like that can happen sure in the early game, but it's like not likely. I think where it's like actually really good is like get a fight around the dragon or something, because if she kills the dragon, she
Yeah.
gets excited, and it also it ends up like Jinx ends up like Viego or something, where even if it's behind or whatever, if it gets like one reset and gets excited, it can actually just pop off like no matter what. So I think it has had some like insurance and safety added to it. Yeah, it is still a scaling. It's like not
Have
a super
they
strong
played it at
laner.
Worlds yet?
No, but it's not on this patch at Worlds. I don't know if it's got played at Worlds, but
Okay.
this buff came after the World. This was just last patch, and Worlds is like already I think
thought that
2 patches behind.
I thought that was the world patch. Okay, I don't know. That makes sense. I wasn't saying that because I think you're wrong. I was just curious if she hadn't played at Worlds or not yet. Has Zinzao been played at Worlds yet?
No.
God
I
damn
don't
it.
think Zinzao has been played at Worlds. I mean, the Worlds meta is like top laners. It's like Renekton, Cassante, Gnar, Kennen.
So like the same as last year.
Jungle is like Maokai, Sejuani, Ivern, Jarvan. Those are like probably the big ones. Talia's been played at Worlds Jungle, but it's like I think it's only lost up to this point, or it hasn't looked good. It's been played
sure
mostly mid.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be played more in the like the good team, you know, like the group stages or whatever.
Yeah, that would make sense. It's still plans right now, right? I didn't get to watch it.
they
just finished plans.
Mid is like Ari, Lissandra, Talia, Syndra, Oriana's like turbo broken right now.
Azir.
Yeah, Azir. Bottom is just like Kaisa Zaya mostly, with like some Ezreal and Zeri a little bit.
Yeah, and then like the
supports
random
just like the
Aphelios game.
Yeah, Aphelios has gotten a little bit of play. And support is just like Rel, Nautilus, Braum,
Rakan.
like just the typical like engaged supports.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so it's like, do you guys think like the finals are going to be similar to last year? Or are we expecting more of a little bit of like of a more rigid thing? 'Cause I know last year no one was expecting DRX to make it, and they ended up winning. This year, do you think it's going to be once again like we're going to see T1 make the finals and whatnot, or is it going to be more just a cluster hell?
Most of the time, I don't think that it's like the best matchup takes place in the finals usually, right? Like it's usually happens earlier in the tournament, and like the two best teams just run into each other in quarters or semis or whatever. Last year was an exception because I think the storylines around DRX and SKT were like so hype, and DRX made this dream run and it was like actually so insane, but it's like not usually like that. I feel like we've had so many, it gets to finals, it's just a 3-0 smash.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I hope that I guess it's only Cloud9 left for NA, right?
No, we have
Dude, don't disrespect Big Dokes like that, bro.
Yeah, we have Team Liquid and Cloud9.
Yeah, so
and NRG.
Oh, right, Energy.
What are the odds we win one game?
Sure, we can win a game.
Do we think it's possible?
I think that there's been a year when NA hasn't won a single game. Has there been teams that have not won a single game?
Last year
there has. But
last year we did not win a single game at Worlds. Like if you count play-in, sure, but the second we got to group stage, we lost every single game. We lost. I don't know. I think we lost in play-ins too. Yeah, we just lost every single game at Worlds. We had a record of like 0-12.
I'm not sure. So like, I don't know. I would love for G2. I'm a big G2 fan. I love Caps as a mid laner. Like, I would love G2. I think if a Western team is going to advance, it's probably G2 or Mad Lions. I don't think any NA team's going to.
Okay, I just fact checked this, by the way. NA did win some games in groups last year.
Where?
Against wildcard regions that also made it to groups. I'm looking.
So we
hold
want to
on.
play-ins?
Perfect. No.
The other wildcard regions make it to
Like, would it be sick if I could say like, yeah, like C9's gonna win? Like, sure, but I
Well,
think
we
there's
we
like,
are. No. We're going to win, but we're not going to win.
I don't think there's any chance NA teams make it out of group.
There's a chance. There is a chance. It's not very
Ah,
good.
I don't know. Yeah, it's got to be very
It's
low
like
then.
it's like less than 1%. Like there's a higher chance that I play on every Elysium team this year in finals because every jungler gets hurt, but we make it to finals and then we win a ton of chips. Like
Gets
there's a
hurt.
yeah, like Duddy's old. He's got arthritis in his hands.
Oh,
True,
okay, dude.
Cloud9 beat Fnatic is like the one team that wasn't against the one win that wasn't against a wild card region. But
Oh yeah,
you
shit.
could
You're
argue
right.
like EU also seemed like pretty trash last year. So
Well, didn't like even who was the other team that made group stages in NA?
100 Thieves
And they won what against CTBC?
Yeah, they won one against. Like,
Okay,
a
so
CB
we were
Lowell team, I
not
think.
0 and 12. We were 2 and 10.
Yeah, man, have some respect, okay?
But doesn't that mean
Evil
we still
Geniuses
lost
also
every
beat
series?
Loud. I mean, they didn't get to play series. They just they were just played in the best of one thing.
Like
Yeah.
we didn't even beat the wild card team. We went 1-1 against the wild card team. That's
Evil Geniuses did
Ooh.
3-0 Mad Lions.
Oh, okay. I was like
That was in the play-in stage, though.
that's good, I guess.
I'm
Yeah,
just
we're
like,
goated on God for real. Like you're just slandering NA when like, bro, we beat CB Lowell one game and then got knocked out to every LCK and LPL team, bro. No problem.
I'm slandering NA. We've
I just,
deserved to
look
be
at-
slandered.
I just look, right? And I'm like, okay, so I take Cloud9. And I'm like, can Cloud9 beat Gen G? Like, absolutely not. Can they beat Team 1? Absolutely not. Can they beat BLG and JDG? Like, no, absolutely not. Like, it's just so doomed, man. Like
You say that, but then Cloud9 beats them all because
but
we're
then
just-
watch, yeah, like Gam is just gonna go to the finals.
Berserker's
I
gonna
mean, I
be
don't think
crazy this year.
Cloud9 has looked good at international tournaments since they haven't had Reaper as their coach. Like they had him, and he always had
Isn't
these
he
kind of
back?
like wonky draft ideas. I don't think he's back, right?
They just brought back a new coach, no?
I don't know. I'd have to look, but they had Reaper, and he always had like goated draft plans and did interesting stuff and like broke the meta. But like I don't know, when the NA and the EU teams just play like standard drafts against the LCK and LPL teams, they just lose.
You know, I think if they
And
had
I'm pretty
LS, they'd
sure
win.
Mithy is Cloud9's coach, but
That's so annoying. Now, hear me out.
But yeah.
They bring back LS just for Worlds. It goes crazy.
Sure.
I wish more teams had a Worlds format. Like I think I've talked about it every podcast, but like, dude, the LAS format is so 1v9. Like, it's just fun having like a Worlds type tournament. Like, I think that's really cool.
Oh, they brought in a new assistant general manager.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I'm pretty sure Mithy is like there.
Yeah, they brought in
there.
David Hahn, who's like from South Korea or some shit.
Gotcha.
I doubt
Yeah,
it
I
makes a
don't
difference,
know.
but that's what happened.
I just like, I mean, like, pro play is like a little stale to me because it's like, I like drafting crazy wild shit that will never be picked in pro. Because they just play stock standard, and like that's like no fun. But I also like seeing that, like it's seeing like the best Chinese team versus the best Korean team pilot those drafts at the highest level. It's like cool to try and replicate for our Elysium teams. But
Worlds, I think, is kind of cool more than like regular pro play, because in regular pro play the patch still changes so often. I think with Worlds, because the patch stays out for so long, people can cook a little bit longer, and sometimes you have stuff where like I don't know what year it was, like 2018. Aatrox and Urgot are just the two strongest top laners. They're traded back and forth all the time, and then it's like semifinals. People realize that tank Victor top just beats both, and like the meta's kind of shaken up. Or sometimes you get stuff where like Azir is just played all the time. Silas and Akali prio low, and then last year Kingin just plays those both, just like fathers everyone on both those champions win both sides of every matchup, and so you do end up sometimes with kind of cool stuff because it's stale and it lets people like really figure out like I don't know like min max the limit testing to where like they can actually just look so insane. But yeah, it does end up being so stale for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I think yeah, that's pretty fair. It is always way more fun though when you see that random pick come out at Worlds, and
It's not fun
crazy.
for SG right now because right now that's Garen and he's not having a good time in the top lane.
Bro,
Oh,
don't
Garen's
leak the
fun.
tech, bro.
Garen's
Holy
fun.
cow, bro.
No, what you need
Save
to do.
that, man.
I'm casting second last week of Titan Vanquisher, and on Thursday, and frickin' there's this Masters team. They're fighting. If they win the game, they clinch playoff seeds because the playoffs for that league is not next week but the week after. Or I guess not this week but next week. And you know what they do? They lock in Shaco top.
Okay.
Blind.
Sure.
B5 Shaco top.
Did they win though?
I'm not going to talk about what happened in that game.
So they did win.
That
That's
game,
what you're saying.
oh god, no. That game is one of the only times in my casting where me and the other caster stopped talking about the game and just started having a conversation about other things because
Oh.
it was such a bad beat that talking about it felt like we were bullying the losing team.
I've been on. So I've only casted once, and I've been a part of that. Like, it's really hard to talk about. Even pro casters, right? Like, if it's 20-0, like, what do you actually talk about?
It's
You don't want to
one
actually
thing-
just flame them nonstop, right?
It's-
You want to try to like have some constructive or like something. It's like, damn, these guys are just actually getting like raw dogged so badly.
It's one thing for
Yeah.
it to be 20-1. It's another for it to be 20-1, and the other team starts walking up to the enemies and dancing with them in their jungle, and the game still goes on for an additional 15 minutes.
Someone.
Like, they had
What?
given up, but the other team just didn't want to end. So we just started seeing how many Nickelback songs we could quote in sentences talking about the game.
Okay, so what was the relevance of this Shaco story to what we were previously discussing?
You
Or
were
was it just a cool story you wanted to talk about?
You were saying that Garen was a top, like a random top pick that SG should be afraid of. He should be afraid of the Shaco.
Okay.
I think he should be locking in Shaco so that you never have to go against it. You run Shaco, Evelyn. In the mid lane, you're gonna run something quirky like Garen, and then bot lane you're running Vayne, and what's a really good support here? Oh, like Vayne Volibear because they both have V's, and then you can call yourselves the Wankers, Eli Wankers.
This reminds me of one time you wanted to do like a draft practice. I don't remember what team you were playing on, but you're like, oh, I want to have some input on draft. Can we like do some practice drafts? And I don't remember
Oh my
like
god! Oh no! That was
Like,
when Unhinged
we
was supposed
did-
to be a thing, and I was gonna be the captain of it.
I don't remember what happened, but we did a draft and it was like one of the teams like R5 Kale, and we're like, oh, Kale is like a really good pick here because you know X, Y, and Z. And then the next game, you just B1'd Kale, and you're like, Kale's just good, right? It's good here. And we're like, no, it doesn't like quite work like that.
That sounds accurate. I'm a little bit. I understand draft a little bit better now, but I'm still not great. Like I understand what an ending draft should look like. I just don't know how to get there.
Yeah, all good.
I don't know. Maybe you guys can teach me for next season. I'll just start drafting for teams.
Sure. I mean, people like the people that are captains usually, I think, have a pretty fair idea of how they want to draft, and everyone's like a little bit different with that. So
Yeah, that's fair. I like once I've started casting more, it makes more sense. The problem was I was casting gold leagues and drafts in gold leagues. What would happen is I'd cast with someone who's like grandmaster in a gold league, and I'd be like, "Oh, well, this is how it makes sense from a gold perspective player." And they would go, "Uh-huh," and like you could see the tears welling up in their eyes as they're looking at how shit the draft is, and it was
I mean,
hilarious.
yeah, and the lower elo you go, the more like I mean, even in plat elo, just like plat emerald, you can say comfort matters more than anything else most of the time, right? Like,
Yeah,
and the lower elo you go, the more true that becomes.
I
And
always-
the higher elo you go, the more the
I
meta
always
becomes important.
fine. I don't know if this is just from my perspective, but like having casted and then having played on teams, like even when I cast an Elysium team, I can pretty well look at a game pretty objectively. But the second like we're drafting or like getting into a game for us, I can never figure out anything. It's like all my IQ from being a caster disappears the second I'm a part of a team.
Yeah,
It's
because it's just
so
like
weird.
you can think about how things work on paper, and then like you play the game, and obviously it doesn't always end up like that, right? So
I guess, but like if I had my casting knowledge when I enter a game, I'd be elite. And I feel like a lot of like if you ever listen to someone talk about the game from like outside the
so if you
perspective,
had the casting knowledge, you mean like if you could just see both teams' full vision all the time?
no, not even. I mean like in draft. In draft, I could
Okay, in
create you a
draft,
game
I
plan
got
for
it.
every single player on each team. The second I get into a game as a jungler, I can't even figure out what my own fucking game plan is. Whereas like you look at someone like John, right? Like OP Kill Switch, and that guy can do both all the time, whether he's a player or whether he's viewing a game objectively. Someone like Sus can go into any moment of a game and be like, okay, this is what I'd be assuming someone would do. I'm one of those players who can't do that. And there's a few of us in Elysium who can't do that. But like I know me personally, I can for the life of me not figure out like if you drop me into a random moment and said, what should this guy be doing? And it's a game I played, I could not tell you at all.
Sheesh.
But if it's a random game, I might be able to give you a decent idea. And it's like it's just weird like that. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean it's always different like when you're in it, right? So like you're emotionally invested or you have your own thoughts about what you want to do or whatever.
I'm sure, Caleb, would you say, like, so you play on teams and then you coach teams. Is the way you coach teams you're on differently than the teams you coach that you're not on?
That's a really good question. So, like, yes and no. So, I've coached from gold elo to masters. And like my coaching on masters is a lot different than my coaching on gold because like a masters player, for example, like one, they're higher elo than me, so I always make um like talk down to them because in my experience and what I've seen, they don't really like that anyways. Um, so like league is like never really just black and white. It is sometimes, but like you know, if I tell a masters player like, look, I think you did this wrong, like he can easily just rebuttal to me like, yeah, but I'm masters and this is literally how I play, right? Whereas like a gold player is like they just do a lot of wrong shit all the time. So it's like it really depends on the elo. And then like I would say with coaching too, like with you for example, I think you're actually a great example for this question, right? If I was coaching every single Elysium team and let's just say it was draft only, and let's say we had as many teams as we do now, but it was in the Riptide era, like I guarantee you, I'm never drafting any of those other teams Shyvana. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
it's really important to like especially in like gold, plat, and even emerald to an extent. It really doesn't matter what you pick as long as you're playing the game like better than your opponent. If that makes sense, like macro wise and stuff. Like, would I ever draft Shyvana for our Masters Diamond team? Like, no. But like for you, it was a gig of comfort, and we were playing at an elo where you really knew how to like get a lead and stuff, right? So it really just depends on the elo and play styles. And I try not to like, so like Shield is having a lot of success or was win OCL, right? Like we won a chip, but it's also important to like not every team can play like Shield or wants to play like Shield, right? And then people's views of the game are different than they were on Shield too. So it's like I would never try to make Omen play like Shield, right? I want Omen to play like Omen, or I want Dawn to play like Dawn. So it's like kind of answers your question, but kind of not. But like that's really I can kind of explain it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
Coaching is fun though. Not when your team always goes to game fives, but yeah, coaching is fun.
Oh, you like being up till 1 in the morning watching your team go to game 5.
There's just something about that heart attack when your team's going to Drake with a gold lead and then they get ace and you're like, oh boy. Because I'm okay. One thing I'm notoriously bad at, and you didn't have to experience this on Riptide, thankfully. Like I don't know how to come into a voice channel and make people feel better after they just like get blasted. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, like, how's everyone feeling? Like, obviously terrible. Like, I never know what to say after a loss. Yeah. So like, when it goes to game 5T, like, there's nothing in that game that I don't even know what to say after game 4. It's like a loss for words.
You know what? I think this might be a hot take because I know people want to get games done quick because obviously people have jobs and stuff. But I'm surprised no team uses their pause in between games.
To what? Like, talk to one another?
No, not even to talk to one another. I know, like, obviously there are teams that'll take like a 1 or 2 minute break, but there are so many series you see go without pauses, and that's totally fine. But after a bad loss, especially playoffs, like if you're at like game 2 or 3 in playoffs and you're tilted, why do teams not take that full 10-minute pause? Go do something. Like if you're playing solo queue, right? And you lose a bad game, if you're smart, unlike me, or like Alex used to, and play 40 fucking games in a row, going 0-30 every fucking time, and then wonder why you went 0-30, well, it's 'cause you didn't take a break in 30 games. You lose one game really bad, especially like a long, intense game. Like a 45-minute solo queue, it's like a 20-minute comp game, intensity-wise, right? Why do teams not say, hey, we're going to use our pause right now, take 5-10 minutes, go listen to some fucking music like you would after a solo queue game, go do some push-ups, whatever the hell it is you may do, go pet your dog, right? Come back. I guarantee your players are going to be less tilted because you're not instantly going to the next draft. You're not taking 2 minutes to go to the next draft. You've played your track list. You're back. Maybe you've had a coffee, whatever the hell it is, and you're back there. Yeah, is the series going to take longer because of it? Probably. But I feel like your chances of winning are that much better from taking that quick break. It also throws the other team off because their momentum's down.
One of the first teams that I played like long term in competitive, like we took the full 10 minutes like every time, no matter what. That was a Glacial team. The team was called Glacial Rising Eagles, and yeah, we took the time no matter what. We had a coach that he was a cool guy, but he was like really about vibes and all this stuff, and like we used the full time all the time, and he would always say stuff like, whatever, go get a drink, go do some push-ups, or like, refocus up because we gotta come back. He did it even if we won as well.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense because it just seems like so beneficial to just be able to step back for a moment and just be like, okay. Because the other thing about winning is, as well, momentum can help a ton, especially if you're jumping right back in. So I don't know if I'd always take it. Depends on how the vibes are, obviously. But there's also that thing to be said about overconfidence once you're going in. Like even like with Riptide, one of the worst things that happened on that team was overconfidence. Because you'll remember we almost somehow didn't make playoffs because it was a short season, and we almost lost to Iceborne Gauntlet because of overconfidence.
Well, that was weird too, because like we were undefeated, but the way that the thing was set up,
Yeah.
like we somehow were gonna miss playoffs, and I was like, this might be the dumbest format I've ever been a part of.
It would have been if we lost to Iceborne and Shiba back to back.
Yeah, that was weird.
But
for sure.
At the same time, it's like the fact that we almost lost to Iceborne was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, like bad games happen. Like the series that we played on Thursday, Duddy and I, like we absolutely slaughtered that team in the regular season, and yeah, we just it wasn't even like a confidence. We just got shit on, like just plain and simple. So
Like most lanes just lost, and then we just kind of bled out, and like we just didn't do anything, like, or couldn't do anything, or didn't. I'm not sure which.
yeah,
Like every game was like that.
that's why I like amateur and esports in general, is because like especially at our level, like RDG and Valor, no one, even in our org, thought that we were going to win. I don't think anyone gave us like a chance to win that series. But then like we 3-1 them, and I would say we had game 2 was close, and then I feel like game 3 and 4 we like shit on them. We did like
game 2 and 3 were like actually close. I think game 3 was close, but just didn't feel like it. But they had like a lot of that game that I think they were up in gold. but
What was
then they're
it?
just like losing every team fight no matter what. So
And then
like
like
they're
game
just playing on the back
4,
foot.
we were crushing them and then trolled really hard, but then we ended up winning.
Yeah.
But like yeah, like that's the cool thing is like everyone thought Riptide was gonna win, right? But you know, anything can
I mean, that's the
happen.
kind of the thing. Like on the day, I don't know. Like, did we play well and they just had an off day, so we win? Like, this is always a possibility, right? Like, you go in and you think about the standings and how it's going to affect your team and how you're going to play, but you know, you always want to just try and show up as the best version of yourself and your team, and you know, you never know what version of the enemy team's
Yeah.
gonna show up.
I also forgot to even ask Duddy because like we wanted to get Myron out so he'd get to bed. Like, what's your favorite champ? And when did you start playing? And then how long have you been playing competitive for?
I mean, I started playing like season 1, season 2. I didn't used to play very much. I just kind of played like for fun with my friends or like randomly, but I didn't play much at all. That was when I was still bodybuilding, so I would go like I'd play for a few weeks or a couple months, and then like I wouldn't play for 6 months or a year. Then I'd start playing again. But I was never like competitive or like took it very seriously. It was just like kind of like a for fun game.
Mhm.
I started playing jungle pretty close to right away. I think the first champion, I don't remember the first champion I played. I think the first champion I mained was Warwick. Back when he had like a point and click art, he was like a
Yeah,
jungle Malzahar bro, and you could build Madrid's Blood
Blood
Razor.
Razor.
It was like a
Yeah,
fist. It was like, I mean, Bork is like what Madrid's Blood Razor used to be, is like a percent max HP, but he just like go around fast, like smelling people. Just you could just click your R and it would just instantly go on them. That shit was so pog.
that R would be so broken right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, that R was crazy.
I mean, it was
Um,
basically like Vi-R, except like you couldn't Vi-R. You could like flash and bring the Vi into your team or something. This one was just instant. You just clicked it, and he was just on you.
yeah. No, that ability
Um,
is so broken.
I started playing competitive. I don't know. It's been like a long time now, 3 or 4 years maybe.
I was just say
I,
I met you on your Iceborne team against
yeah,
you. I played against you in PRL on
that
an
was
Iceborne
that was a
team.
glacial team.
Oh, was it Glacial? Okay.
Yeah, I played on Iceborne like very briefly after that, but I played on a few like random teams. Like I've met so many people, and a few of them I played in like a few OG orgs, but the team that I stuck around with, the org that I played the most on it was a glacial team, and I was like I played on that team for a long time, like over a year probably.
Oh wow.
Um,
That's like my
and
goal at Elysium is have a team that I play with that long. But
I think the
it
only guy that's around that like people might know that was on that team was King What's Its Face. Was on that team.
sure.
I also played with Ricky and Zayden, which like some people might know, but probably not actually.
Hmm.
Nubly was the manager of that team, and like
Okay.
Nubly was always around. So, but yeah, we played in PRL. We had a lot of fun. We had the coach. That was the coach that always took time in between uh, every game, and that coach was actually, his name was Jimmy Hardigan. He was a really cool dude. He was a Diamond 80 carry, and um, he was like really into vibes, and he'd always want to like after a scrim set, we'd do this thing where he would like ask ask the team like everyone had to respond with one thing they thought we did good, and then like one thing we thought the team could improve on, and then if there was like anything that anyone like wanted to say, like they were pissed off or annoyed about something, then he wanted you to say it like right then when he was around and people could discuss it. It was pretty cool. He's the only coach that I've had that's like had that approach, but he was also like very hands on for a long time.
That's yeah. That's cool. What
Um,
So we've been Elysium for about a month or a month. Jesus,
Yeah,
about a
it's new
year and
org,
a half.
guys. 1 month. We're only 1 month
A
deep.
year and a half. What as a owner do you want? I guess do you have anything planned? And what maybe what not necessarily looking for, but maybe are you doing in the future, or what would
it's
you like to see
just
from Elysium going into this winter and potentially off season? Romy, you can answer that too, but I'm really curious, Duddies. We haven't really sat down and
I mean,
spoke about what we
for me,
want. I
Elysium
guess.
is like, I don't know, you're kind of the man with a plan, so I let you kind of dictate how you want to run the teams and how many we'll have and all that stuff. And I just do whatever I can to, you know, support that vision. You've done a really good job with it. So I think we've built a really cool community and made sure to, you know, not get people that are big crybabies or not fun to be around. So, you know,
Yeah.
I'd say everyone in here, you know, I like hanging out with and spending time with, and um, even like the Omen guys, I haven't spent a lot of time with, but like Yika and Gus Posey have been showing up and hanging out more often. And I'm sure not everyone in the org loves me, and that's totally fine because I
No,
keep.
we all love Duddy Brains.
Thank you, thank you,
I
thank you.
fucking hate Duddy. What are you talking about? He's a little chihuahua.
Okay, well,
But you know, for the most part, like everyone just has people they like, and you know, good friends, and you know, we grow as players, and hopefully have success as teams. And for me, it's all just about like having fun. Like I want to be able to log on. I want to be able to play with my friends. I want to be able to have fun. Winning is important. Winning is more fun, and losing is not fun. So like how people play and all that stuff matters, of course. But like I just think it's really cool that you know I can log on and see who's around and you know, just be able to play games with people that I like and play in leagues with people that I like. So just growing the community has been like the biggest thing for me.
yeah. What about you, Romeo? After hearing all of our
Well,
summer, spring,
I think
fall, what are you looking forward to the most?
so. The first thing I'm going to do is me and Furry Little Feet are going to make sure we take over the org by killing
Okay.
you. No, realistically,
Oh, that's good.
what I'd like to see is obviously, you know, I'm big into the content side of things. Like, I like the idea of growing the org from a almost like a recognition standpoint. I like how we actually have started streaming our matches that aren't on real streams. I think that's really fun for people to
Mm-hmm.
come out and support. I'd like to finally hit affiliate on that. It's damn it at some point. But like the posts, the banners, like all that, I really like. But aside from things like that, something I would like to do is because I feel like there is a lot of people who have joined over the last like 3 or 4 months. Like there are
Oh, for sure.
so many people. And I feel like 3 or 4 months ago, I could name you every person in the org and a few things about them. I can't really do that anymore. That's partly because I've been gone for a month, but I think it's also partly because like Duddy said, there are some people who don't come around as much.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be cool because I know like a while back we were doing little things like you had a few people who would play Baldur's Gate together. You had a few people who would play. We had the Pixelmon server for a bit. That was cool. I'd almost like to have
Yeah, those are all the same people, by the way. But
I,
sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'd
It's
like
like
to
it's the same four people.
I'd like to have something like that on a bigger scale
Yeah.
in Elysium, whether it's like like a D&D night or like a Jackbox night or something like that. Just to be because like League is fun and obviously you can have like fun things on League, whether it's like ARAM or Mundo Dodgeball, whatever the hell, right? But like League's also a very intense game that we all take super seriously. And sometimes it's just fun to talk to people outside of that and get to know them. And I also feel like it's when you have fights with people that you do stuff outside of League with, it's much easier to just be friends after than if all we ever do is play League and I insult your League talent by accident in a fucking fight or something. So it'd be nice to have Jackbox nights or something like that where as a community we can get together and watch a movie or something like that. I'd like to see some more of that as we get into especially like the Christmas months and whatnot. I think it could be a lot of fun to hang out and just play some games together that are like a big scale, even like something stupid like Among Us, where it's just shits and gigs for fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we've gotten a lot of. I tried to prioritize and shout out to. This is a good time for I think a good segue is like shout out to Chaser. Dude has been absolutely killing it on the production side of things, basically nonstop. Most of the games, and shout out to like Leon and Alley Oops for making our banners. They look like sick. So really
And
big
now
shout out to
doing
those three.
the YouTube highlight videos now, which has
Yeah,
been
those
Oh
are
yeah,
really cool.
pretty cool.
yeah, and he gets those out so quickly. So like big shout outs to those three, and like obviously shout out to Dilly and Idris for captaining our our diamond and our plat, gold, emerald stuff, and yeah, our community's like pretty sick. So I think
It's
now
pretty
that we
cool, like
have, you can go, you can go.
like as we grow, right, we have people that show up and they like it here, and they want to help out with that type of stuff, right? Because it was for a while when we first started that we're like, we can't stream, we don't have people to make banners. We like looked into
Yeah,
possibly paying people to do this stuff, and then it's like, we end up with people that they like it here and they want to help out. So it's been
yeah.
cool.
So shout out, yeah. This community has been sick, but I think like, um, I guess I prioritize a lot of stuff. So like, streamed games and banners were like number one on everyone's list, right? So now that we're like actually doing it, and it's like not annoying or a hassle, I feel like we're gonna be able to do a lot more community events and just like ARAM nights and stuff. So I think that's coming now, Romeo. Now that we have so many people that are down to just help out and pitch in. So
There's some cool events we can do. I'll sponsor like I don't know, what's a good amount, like $25 or something? $25
Holy
RP
shit, rich kid.
for World's pick'ems at the end. So everyone can like get their pick'ems in, and then whoever in the Elysium server has the highest score on their World's pick'ems will get $25 RP.
I'm losing that one for sure, man.
No problem, no problem. But we can make an announcement about it later or something. Just cool events
Yeah.
like that.
I'm
and
actually,
people banter.
first off, that's awesome of you. Second off, I'm curious with people watching the podcast, if you've made it this far, what's the type of stuff you guys want to see moving forward in Elysium? Like, are there
True.
games you want to play? Is there like anything you think the org's missing? Like, give us a heads up, because I feel like some people voice their opinions, but I feel like a lot of people just kind of ride the wave, and they probably have good ideas, and we want to hear from it. Even though like we're three scary assholes, we do get curious.
Yeah, I think some of the other big ones, other than like casted games and banners, like actual in-house scrims, which will come with like building more rosters. Not more rosters, but like it ended up a cluster. Like SG and I ended up somehow on every single Elysium team apparently this summer because we either had roster issues or teams disbanded, whatever it was. But then all of those teams like ended up making playoffs or deep runs. So it's like you can't actually in-house scrim when someone's on 3 teams. So in-house scrimming is a big one, and I think that will come from recruiting. I'm already dreading the. I shouldn't say dreading, because I know I'm gonna have people to help out and stuff. But like, dude, the last 3 weeks, I have been bombarded with messages about, yo, is Elysium holding Trouts? Like, yo, is Elysium like, are you guys looking for mids or whatever? And it's like, oh man, I know when we make the post, because we've grown so much. I know when we make the post, we're just gonna be swamped
You
this
know what
off
we
season.
do need?
Top laners,
Coaches.
top laners
Coaches
first.
as well.
We need
Like,
we need top laners for the coaches to coach
You
and
can't keep
support.
coaching every single team.
Oh, definitely not.
And I know like Sus has been someone who's helped out a lot.
Yeah, it's like Idris is
Idris
I
has
didn't
done a
I didn't
lot.
mention the Reapers, but the Reapers is a team that's currently being built, and Idris is going to coach that team.
If you
So
do like any teams that are like gold or lower, I'd love to throw my hat in and see what I can do. Just 'cause I think it'd be fun. But I'm sure this is another thing. Like, people who want to coach players, feel like if they're same rank or lower, like, feel free to show them shit in this org. Like, I know, God, I need help from everyone here.
my man
A
is
doctor,
actually
please.
dying.
Can we get a doctor?
Yeah, I can get us a doctor, but that would be cool. I don't know what time we were at, like 1:18.
Yeah, it's been long.
It's not bad. I don't know if there's like
We've been a
too
month
much
away.
else. Yeah, we did kind of rapid fire through everything,
Yes, we did.
but we're gonna try and get this out on a regular. Oh, MVPs. I could do MVPs. Let me look again.
Do
at my notes.
MVPs. Then we'll close it up. We're gonna try to do every Tuesday again. Don't know
Yeah.
how well that will work.
So
Just
the
because my schedule is shit.
MVP.
But we'll try. I think we'll probably try it on Sunday after the Novus matches again to record this. If you want to be on the next
Yeah.
week of the podcast, let me or Caleb know. Probably me, because I know Caleb's DMs are busy and mine are empty. So let us know. And yeah.
So MVPs for this week of October 9th to the 15th will be from Elysium Dawn, we're gonna give it to our mid laner Danny. He went crazy on Yone versus ID Hydra. From Nova tonight games, I'm gonna give it to OP Killswitch and SG. They both went crazy. So those are our 3 MVPs this week. Which, to remind people, if you get MVP, it puts you in a running at the end of the year. Your name goes on a wheel. Depending on how many times you get MVP, the wheel will be spun and you will get RP if the wheel favors you. So congrats to those 3 this week. And yeah, no one from our ZGG team got MVP, that's for sure. That's what happens when you get 0-3'd.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's fine. No, it's fine.
That
MVP
was... Ouch!
Yeah, I mean, I was a part of that, so ouch to me, bro. There was a Tom Kench, he had 9,000 HP, and he 2-hit me.
What I'm
What am I-
hearing is,
what
like,
do-
play better?
I got solo killed, like, 3 or 4 times. It's all good.
It's okay.
All good.
Things happen.
Yeah, of course. But, yeah, that's it for me.
This
I
was
had
nice
fun.
doing it. I had a lot of fun doing
Yeah.
this. I hope you guys had fun listening to it. I know it was probably a little bit lower energy than the last couple, mostly because I'm a sickly little boy.
It's also what happens when you do a podcast at 2 in. So
Yes, so maybe we'll do it again after Nova next week, hopefully. And we hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully there's more content on the way from Elysium, and
Romeo's
hopefully more trips
back.
to
You
come.
guys have it.
Whoa! I didn't say that yet. And I'll be back after this week.
Romeo's back, guys, and if he doesn't do stuff, like, here it is. Flame him. Quit asking me where he is, okay? I found him. I brought him back.
I'm on a leash right now, and I said this seems a little bit kinky, and he said, no, I do this to all my new Norse warriors.
Oh, also, I forgot to. Dilly got MVP this week as well for his playoff performance against Conduit.
I said collar, leash, and kinky, and you said, oh, that reminds me. Dilly.
Yeah, reminds me of Dilly. Yeah, exactly.
That
There's
is
nothing weird about it.
crazy. That is crazy.
No, you're just making it weird. It's fine.
Uh-huh. All right. Any closing words? Duddy, send us off.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Do you have any shout outs,
Have a great
Dilly?
night. Do I have any shout outs? Honestly,
Deadass.
like, it's gonna sound like a meme. Shout out to Sky. I don't even know if he'll like listen to this, but this guy has been really influential on the slang of Caleb and I the past few weeks. Like,
Has he said Jeepers
starts as
Creepers,
a-
cheese, and crackers yet to you guys?
no,
No.
but like we say dead ass on God, FR, like all the time now. And it like started as a meme. And then like now I catch myself like using these expressions to like actually
Oh, no.
express some way that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And like I know it's bad.
Oh,
If you-
no.
If you listen to a duo session between Duddy and I and you had $1 every time dead ass, you'd be very rich, I think.
Oh, he's rubbed
Yeah.
off on you guys.
He's very
It took him 4 tryouts, but he's finally here and he's running havoc through Elysium.
Yeah,
his
I love
influence
that guy.
on the Elysium vocabulary is honestly it might be the
concerning.
strongest of anyone that's joined.
I need
Yeah.
him to start saying Jeepers Creepers, cheese, and crackers. Me and him were duoing like earlier this year. Every time something bad happened, you just hear him yell Jeepers Creepers, cheese, and crackers, but in more disheveled ways every single time. And it was terrifying.
I did tell him, I was like, yo, like on God, all I knew about you before was that Romeo said you were a piece of shit, but then like I met you and like you actually seem like a great dude, so
Nah,
Yeah.
nah, he's as unhinged as me. I love the
Oh,
guy, but our
he
energies
was
are
like,
the
yeah,
same, and it's
I can
terrifying.
I could see why he would say that. Like he was cool about it.
You know what?
He also said that you were a piece of shit,
Yep,
Romeo, because you run
absolutely.
it down in his duos.
Do you
And
know
I was
how-
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
that's
did.
fair.
Can I before we end this, because it's not at the 1 hour and 30-minute mark yet. Me and Sky met because we went into a duo session. Not a duo session. We went into a random game. I got auto-filled supports, said,
Mhm.
I don't know how to play support. He was ADCing. He sent me a Discord link. It said, don't worry, I'll train you. I joined. He said, do you know how to play any support? I said, no, but this guy has a hook and it seems funny. And this was like, he was in his plat promos. And I was in my, like near gold. I was going to plat for the first
Yeah,
time.
look at you, bro. I'm dodging, dude. Like, yeah,
And
I'll get a real support in my next lobby.
he just goes, when I say hook, and instead of him ever saying hook, I would just see something and yell, I'm going in, and try to hook them. And me and him went, I think collectively, we had 20 deaths by 10 minutes, but we were just laughing the entire time and just kept doing there all night, and both of us almost deranked to silver.
I
That's a
mean,
good
That
vibe.
was how we met, and we've stayed friends since.
my last shout out is to the Elysium lurkers who constantly refresh my OPGG. I may have demoted to plat 9 times this season alone, but Emerald will never keep me. Giga Chad, Tony the Tiger, 6'7", best mid laner in OCL. Not even by pure votes, but in my heart. I'll always be Emerald. So
Just, Caleb, look at the screen.
Screw
That's
you
you
guys.
right now.
every day I wake up and, oh my God, Caleb's blah, 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 blah. Like, shut up.
Like,
I read all of it, okay?
You're supposed to be the coach, not the platinum shitter.
All right, buddy.
And
Listen.
then my other shout out, I couldn't fit in, is Yika. I started talking about anime with that guy. That guy's just 1v9 great dude.
Oh, also, I'll drop it when this podcast drops. I'm doing a every active Elysium member on a roster, every active roster. I'm doing a who is their cereal mascot, and then I'm doing like a type up. I'll drop that on Tuesday. It's been a lot of fun actually. So
Can
look
I
for
still,
that
even
as
though I'm
well.
not on an active roster, can I still get one?
You're technically on Nova.
I'm
You are technically on Nova.
okay. That doesn't count, but yes, sure.
But yeah, I have one for you. It's very accurate.
I hope it's Toucan Sam.
It's not.
Aw.
That's because of the nose, right?
I won't.
There is
spoil the-
no
Romeo
way.
thinks he's like Toucan Sam.
Have we told? I'm sure most people know that story, but have we told that story on the podcast either, Duddy? Maybe that's next.
No, I mean, I can
that's
tell that
next
one
time
real
you're
quick.
here.
The next time, okay, we'll tell that one
That's next time
man.
you're here. The story of God, yeah. All right, with us trying to wrap up for 10 minutes, we are now actually gonna wrap up because I'm gonna click the end recording button so no one has anything else to say. Good night.
Fuck you, K-Peps.
You.